Welcome. This part is an invitation into the stillness that has always lived inside you. If you meditate, if you study the Dharma, or if you simply feel that something essential keeps slipping away in the noise of daily life, find a comfortable seat, close your eyes for just a moment, and let the words simply be here with you. Close your eyes and see yourself outside any body, as the one who only observes it. Remember, the body is impermanent, and your true nature lies beyond birth and death. The phenomenal world cannot define your genuine depth, just as form cannot tell you about the nature of the emptiness in which it arises. Today, we trace the path toward that emptiness, not as absence, but as primordial fullness. We release all that is conditioned to restore your original likeness to Buddha nature, step by step, breath by breath. Don't let fear cloud this path. Fear is only the mind clinging to familiar shores. Prepare to remember what has never truly left you. Awakening within you are long-forgotten feelings. What arises from the nature of Dharmakaya eternally returns, because it never truly went anywhere. And what shifts from moment to moment is not worth gripping. Clinging to what is impermanent is itself the root of suffering. Close your eyes and see yourself as the observer, the awareness watching the arising and passing of all phenomena. Rest in this state of presence as long as you can. Remember, the body is a temporary form. You are the awareness in which that form appears. Just as the phenomenal world cannot define your true nature, the body cannot tell you anything about your original home. But when the path back to that home begins to reveal itself, when the witness, the observer, becomes something you can actually feel, you will be astonished by the boundless wisdom hidden in the very nature of your own mind. It is not a physical resemblance to the Buddha you are seeking. It is a resemblance in the nature of awareness itself. As you rediscover your lost inner structure, you restore this essential likeness one step at a time, releasing all that is conditioned and growing more grounded in what no change can touch. Pure awareness. Rigpa, the nature of mind. Do not let fear dig a hole on this path. Fear is just another temporary phenomenon arising in the space of awareness, another wave in the ocean of the mind. Your longing for awakening is born from a deep and wholesome remembering of Buddha nature, what Buddhists call bodhicitta, the seed of enlightenment living in every being. Your striving rests entirely within the nature of reality itself. So whatever step you take on this path, you are walking in alignment with the Dharma. How do you want to live this life? Searching for something or discovering what has always been here? Suffering over impermanence, or resting in wise presence that accepts whatever arises? Moving through the familiar patterns of samsara, or experiencing the wonder of an awakened gaze that sees the world fresh again and again? What do you choose? What are you feeding with the attention of your mind? Seeds of karmic suffering or seeds of liberation? Your intentions right now are the seeds of all future fruits. In Buddhist tradition, this is simply the law of karma, and its beauty is in its simplicity. What you plant with attention will grow. The world you perceive is a projection of mind. This is not a flaw of reality, it is its very nature, and within that nature there is nothing to forcibly correct. In fact, the denser the conceptual filter through which you look at the world, the more deeply your awakened nature sleeps. The true joy of the mind is to rest in direct experience, unmediated by layers of concept. When, instead of expecting the familiar, you open yourself to sudden change, something in you stirs awake. In Zen, this is called Shoshin, beginner's mind. In it, there is no fixed answer. There is only a live, curious presence. This is the play of awareness. The game of awakening is your true home. It is your Buddha nature in motion, you have never had any real limitations. Only those the conditioned mind invented. Even your body is a manifestation of karmic tendencies and clinging. But the body does not dictate the laws of mind's nature. The body follows intention. If you could see what this incarnation was designed for your awakening and the benefit of all beings, you would immediately stop thinking of yourself as small, limited, or unworthy. You are already the center of your universe. Not in the sense of egocentrism, but in the sense that all phenomenal reality arises within the field of your awareness. Without you, without awareness, there is no sunrise, no turning of seasons, no bird song. This is not a metaphor. This is Buddhist phenomenology. The great joy of the Dharma is the moment of recognition that everything that exists shares one nature and one purpose: awakening. When you wake each morning, you enter a world designed for your growth. Everything in it is for you. Even what appears difficult is simply a mirror in which you can see your unresolved karmic patterns clearly. It is not nature that punishes you. You are entirely like the nature of Buddha. The only difference, Buddha nature knows its own boundless openness. You are temporarily convinced of the opposite. Each morning as you enter the physical world, remember the preciousness of this human birth. What Tibetan Buddhism calls Daljor, the precious human rebirth. To be born human, to encounter the Dharma, to have the time and conditions to practice. This is an extraordinarily rare gift. Receive it without fear of your imperfection. Receive it without the feeling of unworthiness. Dive into practice with the full curiosity that is naturally yours. Every thought you have is a movement in the space of awareness. This may seem strange, because your mind is sometimes filled with dark and restless thought forms. But in Buddhist tradition, there is not a single thought that should be rejected as impure. All phenomena of mind are empty by nature, yet luminous in their appearance. Even the most seemingly insignificant thought can become an object of meditation, because in the nature of all phenomena, there is one and the same emptiness. How could you think that part of you deserves wisdom and part does not? Everything in you is an expression of one nature, even what you cannot see as pure. In Vajrayana, this is called transformation. Everything, including what we call obscurations, is the energy of awakening in an unrecognized state. Everything you experience can become fuel for practice. This is what Milarepa taught. This is what all the great masters have echoed. Nothing is an obstacle for the awakened gaze. Nothing falls outside the field of practice. Every anxiety, every passion, every fear, every craving, and every rage, all of it can be met with awareness. Where the ignorant mind sees only suffering, the wise mind sees the nature of passions as the nature of wisdoms. Anger in its nature is mirror-like wisdom. Passion is the wisdom of discernment. Fear is the wisdom of all-accomplishing action. Do not be ashamed of your thoughts. Shame only arises where you have identified with the contents of mind, where you believe that you are your thoughts. When you recognize yourself as the awareness that watches thoughts arise and pass, there is nothing left for shame to hold on to. In your darkest hour, when thoughts attack like wolves and you feel powerless against their grip, remember the three jewels: Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. Not because they are something outside you that will save you, but because your own Buddha nature, the nature of Dharma, and the nature of your interconnection with all beings, that is you. These thoughts cannot harm the awareness that holds them, which means they cannot ultimately harm you. You are untouched by any final distortion. Your nature is emptiness, and emptiness cannot be defiled. This is the core teaching of Madhyamaka and Citamatra. Whatever you experience, the experience arises within the space of awareness, but does not change the space itself. You are leading all of us, all beings connected to you through karma. along the path of awakening. In this shared journey, you are one ray of light among countless others. In the Buddhist vision of Indra's net, every jewel reflects all others. How could your practice be mistaken if the intention behind it is pure? Do you trust the three jewels? Do you trust the Buddha nature within you? Yes or no? That is the whole choice. On one side, the path toward liberation. On the other, the continuation of samsara. Nothing more is required. No great feats, no harsh austerities, no fierce battle with the mind. Just one step, from identification to awareness, from samsara toward nirvana. That is enough. You will say, but how do I trust what I have not yet directly experienced? How do I believe in Buddha nature when I cannot see it? This is precisely what Shantideva pointed to, what every teacher points to. The direct experience of the nature of mind cannot be won through conceptual investigation alone. First comes trust, then practice within that trust. And from that practice comes experience. Disbelief in your own Buddha nature only exists where there is no practice of presence, just as darkness rules only where there is no light. But the moment the light of awareness illuminates even the darkest corner of mind, darkness dissolves without a trace. Because light has a nature and darkness does not. Darkness is only the temporary state of a mind that has not yet recognized itself. Then presence enters and darkness ends. Your felt sense of home, of Buddha nature, will not deceive you. Within it live the answers to everything that troubles you. Listen to it through meditation. Then look carefully at the world. It will answer you in the language of dependent origination. Disbelief is simply another name for belief in the opposite. You're always believing in something, not in Buddha nature, then in the nature of Mara, not in unity, then in separation, not in emptiness as ground, then in things as independently existing. It is simply a question of what you are cultivating with your attention. The step the Dharma is asking you to take, you may need to take it again and again, in every meditation session, in every life challenge, because karmic tendencies are strong, and in every new moment they will pull you back toward familiar patterns. But the step of awareness is not difficult. There is no fight with the mind in it. On the contrary, it is a release from all fighting and all resistance. Did you choose this incarnation, this path? In Buddhist tradition, the answer depends on perspective. But in any case, you are here, and that already carries meaning. It is not the karmic law that punishes you. Karma is simply a mechanism of cause and effect, neutral in its nature. What appears to be punishment is only the fruit of past seeds, offering you the opportunity to see and transform a pattern. Every time you believe you deserve suffering, you strengthen a samsaric pattern. In Buddhist psychology, this is called the mental factor of self-hatred or false self-diminishment. And it is as much an obscuration as pride. You are formed by Buddha nature. You are nothing other than it. The power of your awareness is boundless, because awareness is the very nature of mind. And in unshakable presence lives the secret of transforming any experience. You are creating your perceived reality, and in it you have already planted either seeds of awakening or seeds of suffering. Simplicity is beautiful, and its wisdom is total. Every great teacher, from the Buddha to Padmasambhava, from Nagarjuna to Tilopa, pointed to the same thing. The nature of mind is simple. It cannot be improved. It cannot be corrupted. It can only be recognized or not recognized. Choose all of it in unity at once, or release everything for the sake of unity. This is what Tantra calls neither accepting nor rejecting, the view of evenness. In this state, you bring together the pieces that seemed scattered, and this is the beauty of the simple solution. Through the small parts, the whole is revealed. The wisdom within you does not choose between phenomena, because in its gaze, all phenomena are equal in nature. It allows the world to be as it is. Any rejection of one in favor of another pulls you away from wisdom and toward concept. You are only truly alive in unity with the nature of mind. And where the nature of mind is, everything is. Without awareness, you become only automatic reactions driven by karmic patterns. Any decision born from the knowledge of the unity of all phenomena is Dharma. The moment you believe there is something outside the nature of mind and you cling to it, you generate a chain of doubts. Because truth lives in the nature of mind itself. We are one. All beings, all phenomena, the entire universe are united in the space of emptiness. Whatever you hold up against the nature of mind, you will find only it. Who are you trying to deceive by continuing the game of separateness? You already know that the joy of recognizing your own nature will hold you through everything you face. Recognizing your original greatness is simple. What is difficult is claiming it as universal and impersonal. Everything that is truly yours is also everything that is truly in every being. This is the ground of loving kindness. Metta, seeing Buddha nature in every face. When you look at your true capacities without fear, would you still spend your time playing the role of karma's victim? That time has passed. Awakening dissolves all resistance and restores to the being its true nature, clear, empty, and blissful. You ask why teachers so often repeat the teaching on the unity of the nature of all phenomena. Because the mind forgets again and again, until the teaching on the nature of mind becomes direct experience, the words will continue. And where unity is seen clearly, without fear of losing it, there you recognize Buddha nature in living experience. When you are ready, the entire world is ready with you. In Mahayana, this is called the Bodhisattva aspiration, to awaken for the benefit of all beings. Would Buddha nature obstruct the awakening of its own expression? What will shake off the fog of ignorance is curiosity, the quality of the beginning practitioner's mind. It is what brought you to the Dharma. Curiosity excludes heavy seriousness. It is the quality of a child at play with the world. In Zen, they say, if you want to understand Zen, relax. What future do you want for all beings? What liberation for every mind? It depends entirely on your practice, on your intention, on how you meet the next moment. And in the chain of dependent origination, that matters for everyone. Allow yourself to touch your own nature right now. There is no reason to keep postponing what you incarnated for. This rare and precious meeting with the Dharma. Clear the doubt. You know everything that is contained in the nature of mind. Beneath layers of conceptual overlay, you have forgotten to uncover the primordial wisdom, Prajna. But it is here, with you, and it cannot leave you. What need have you for reflections on emptiness, when beyond the body and thought you are emptiness, you are clarity, Rigpa itself. So do not think about boundlessness. Step into it. Dive into it the way a wave dives into the ocean, and you will find it. There is no place where the nature of mind is divided from you, so practice boldly what opens to you in awareness. There is nothing in the full range of your being that is foreign to the nature of Buddha. Do not be ashamed of your thoughts and do not fear powerlessness. Awareness is present in every moment with you. You are untouched by final obscuration as long as you remember the nature of mind. Awakening dissolves all resistance and restores to the being its original nature, in joy and in freedom. Choose presence. The world will answer you. May the merit of hearing this be dedicated to the awakening of all beings. If you practice, continue. If you are just beginning, this is already the beginning. Subscribe so you don't miss the next parts of this series. Share this with those who walk a similar path. And leave a comment below. What practice has brought you closest to the nature of mind? Let this conversation be part of your Sangha. See you in the next part.